Hey guys, Brad from SimpleGuitar.com here, and welcome to another video. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over a little bit on the mental side of guitar playing, because when it comes to playing guitar, it's not all about the hands. A lot of it is about what goes on in your mind. And so that's one thing that we're going to be talking about, because right now it's New Year's. Everybody's been setting resolutions. Some people have already given up on those resolutions. Some people, the gym is way busier right now, but in 2 weeks it won't be. That's just how it goes, right? Now, I hope that you have set some goals for your guitar playing this year. At least made a list of 10 or so songs that you want to learn this year that are going to help push you to become a better guitar player. If you haven't at least done that, make sure that you do that today. But here's the big thing that holds most people back from reaching their guitar playing resolutions, the goals that they set. And that is, they argue for their limitations. Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, I got this from my wife. She was listening to a podcast one time, and this is something that she said. I don't know where it originated, but she said, if you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. Meaning, if you have some kind of limitation that you see as holding you back, like with guitar players, it's always my hands are too small, or my hands are too big, or I have arthritis, which can be a real thing, but I've had a lot of students with arthritis who play through it and figure out ways to do it, or all sorts of different things. I mean, we can come up with all sorts of excuses as to why we can't play guitar well. It could be, I didn't grow up in a musical family. It could be, I have no experience, or I'm too old to start playing guitar, or whatever it is. There's all sorts of limitations that we can have placed upon us. But here's the trick. If we argue for those limitations, if we are constantly saying, I can't do this because of this, then guess what? You're never gonna do it. You're never gonna play guitar as well as you want to, as long as you think that your hands being a certain size are holding you back. Or you're never gonna play guitar as well as you want to if you constantly think that you've got some unique situation that nobody else in the world has ever dealt with, and that's why you are, you're the victim and you're never gonna be able to play guitar as good as other people. I'm just here to tell you it's all wrong, okay? If you argue for those limitations, you're gonna get to keep them. And I don't want you to keep them. I want you to get past them, because when it comes down to it, there is somebody in the world right now with greater limitations, with a worse situation, with a worse starting point than you are at right now, and they're doing more with it than you are. Now that's a big deal, because I've had students with arthritis, I've had students with big hands, I've had students with small hands. I had a student with a club arm. He only had 1 or 2 fingers on his hand. I've had a blind student who couldn't see. There's all sorts of different limitations. For example, you could think of Django Reinhardt, who was a great guitar player, lost a bunch of his fingers in a fire, and he ended up playing with just his thumb and his first and second finger pretty much, right? And created gypsy jazz. So he went on to shred and play fast, crazy, awesome stuff, and he didn't let the fact that he lost fingers hold him back. Or you could look at Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, who he got the ends of his fingers chopped off in a sheet metal cutter in an industrial accident, and he just created tips for his fingers, and he didn't allow it to hold him back. He still has written some of the most iconic riffs and songs in the world. Or there's videos of this one dude on YouTube who was born without arms, and they just lay a guitar down on the ground, right? And they plug it in and all that, and he plays with his toes. Right? Now, if you have arms, you are in a better situation than that guy was. He didn't even have arms or hands to play guitar, but he found a way to do it because he wanted it bad enough. And I think that's the key that a lot of people miss, is they think they come up to a roadblock or an obstacle and something becomes a little bit harder than they want it to be, and they just give up. And I don't want that to be you. I don't want you to just give up, especially when it comes to playing guitar. Guitar is awesome, and it's fun, and it feels good. And it's a way to deal with your stress. I mean, you can get home from work or from school or whatever, and you can start to play guitar and all of that melts away. And so you shouldn't let a little bit of hardship or a little bit of something that's difficult hold you back from experiencing what you want to experience on the guitar. I mean, at least you have arms, right? So quit arguing for your limitations. Start looking for ways to move around them, to go, how can I play even though my hands are smaller? I have to say that all the time. My hands are a little bit smaller, especially compared to guys like Jimi Hendrix and John Mayer and Stevie Ray Vaughan, guys who have big stinking hands. I mean, you don't realize this, but John Mayer's what, 6'3", 6'5"? I'm like 5'7". You know, he's a big dude, and I'm not. And so when I play a lot of his stuff, and he does a lot of stuff over the neck with his thumb, it takes me a little bit longer to get that down. But if I work at it and find ways that I can work through it and ways to make it work for my hands, I get it down. If I want it bad enough, I don't argue for the limitation. So as you're setting your goals for this year and you're thinking about what you want to do on guitar, don't argue for your limitations. Make sure that you are not holding yourself back by saying my hands are too small or my hands are too big or whatever it is. Whatever it is, you can find a solution to it if you look for it. Now, I hope that is helpful for you. I hope that that will inspire you this year as you're setting goals for your guitar playing, to go out and to not hold yourself back and to do some awesome stuff with your guitar playing. And I hope to be part of that. I hope to help you have more fun playing guitar and learning guitar and making it more simple. So if you want some more help, I want you to go check out my free guide, The Top 10 Things to Learn on Guitar First. Now, if you haven't already got it, this is 10 things I teach beginners all the time that are gonna get you a lot of bang for your buck with your playing. Stuff like learning how to play power chords first, what scales you should learn first, what open chords you should learn, how to use your amp, different stuff like that. It's stuff that is really going to give you a boost with your playing, because these things are like force multipliers in your guitar playing, meaning they take a little bit of effort, but they get you a lot of results, a lot of mileage out of your playing with these 10 things. So go check out simpleguitar.com/top10, and there you can download the top 10 things to learn on Guitar First for free. Now, if you want some more stuff on the mental side of playing guitar, I want you to go check out this video right here where I talk about how when it comes to playing guitar, it's all in your head. So go check out that video and see what that is all about. Go get the top 10 things to learn on Guitar First, and I will see you in the next video about how playing guitar is all in your head.